Hello everyone, today I will be doing the bleeding of the brake system for a CLK550. Yours is 2008. So last week I changed the brakes for the front wheels and I noticed that the brake pedal is not so firm anymore. So first of all, before we start, so make sure we do the safety first. We lock both wheels on the front and make sure the car is in park. Sorry, it's in park, and the brake pedal is fully depressed. On the other side here, I loosened the bolts before I lifted the car, and now I will take off the wheel. I won't be using any sitting poles because it's a quick operation. I won't be staying for hours, so it's just this hydraulic jack and that's all. Okay, I took the wheel off. I put it under the car for safety reasons again. It's not that I don't trust my jack, but it's fine. So the tools that we need for today's operations are a socket hex, 17 millimeters, right? Then the brake bar, of course. This one is shorter. I use it to take up the bolts a little bit faster. We need the 9 millimeters hex wrench as well. Come on, can you focus? Yes, you can. We need the bolt locks from Mercedes, right? And then at the end, when everything will be done, we will need the torque wrench to torque the bolts properly. Because I'm going to do also the whole brake fluid change, I'm going to use normally use 1 liter only of Pentacene, but because I'm going to do the C-Class as well, I will be using 2 liters today. So also the power bleeder, I'll show you later how you use it, and you will need a transparent tube with a 1/4 of an inch inner diameter to plug it here into the bleeder for later on. And also you will need a container that you don't need anymore, where you will be putting your used fluid. Okay, let's do the job. Okay, as a first operation, I'm going to remove the cap from the bleeder. Right? Take it off, and I'll put the 8 millimeters inner diameter tube. Right. Okay, put it here. Okay, and the other end will go into this used water bottle. Okay, so I put everything as it should be, so I'm ready. We will go to the front of the car now, and I also filled the power bleeder with 1 liter of fluid, and let's go there to the front of the car. Okay, so the brake fluid reservoir is under this cover. I will take it off. 2 thumb bolts, take it off, and it's here. First of all, I will have actually to siphon all the brake fluid that's in here, and then I will be putting this one on, right? Pressurize it. I will pressurize the fluid up to 15, 20, maybe 20 psi, just to make sure that it's flowing a little bit better. Then I'll open the braking system on the other side. I will start with the rear right wheel, the furthest from the center, from the pump. Okay, I apologize. There's one more thing that you need, is this heavy-duty pump that I'm using to take out the fluid from the brake reservoir. So let's do it now. Okay, so I'll remove this siphon here. Okay, put it here, and then using this one, I will just take out the fluid. Okay, so I took out the old fluid and I filled this one up to the brim. You see it bubbling has stopped, but it was bubbling from here, so I filled it as much as possible. You have to use a funnel, or have to be very sure that you work very clean in this area, because another safety thing is that the brake fluid is extremely toxic, and if you spill it on your hand, or if you spill it on the paint, you will destroy the paint, and the car will start rusting right away. Okay, so I put a cap. Make sure it's very tight. This is also tight here, right? So now let's start pumping up some pressure in here. Okay. you see the fluid starts going into the reservoir, into the system. Let's see what pressure I have. 5 psi only. Okay, so I pumped it up to 18 psi. The fluid that I took out of the reservoir is very clean, looks okay. And now let's go to the wheel and start bleeding. Okay, so I have my tube from the brake, from the caliper is going straight into the bottle, and now let's do sort of bleeding. Okay, loosen up, and you see the fluid is coming. Okay, let's see if I can torque it by hand. That's okay. The speed is okay. It's not so dirty, but okay. No, I don't want to. Okay, I need to increase the pressure a little bit more. Okay, I don't have any spot to hang my light from here, so I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so maybe I need to loosen up a little bit more. I don't know. I'm afraid not to unplug this one completely. Okay, I'm at the front wheels now. This is the passenger side. So what's funny is that, okay, this bleeder is in a very convenient position. You just take off the wheel and that's it. But for this one, you would need an 11 millimeters wrench, because the 9 millimeter that was good for the rear is not good here. So just a side note. I pressurized it again, so as you can see, it's dripping slowly. Where is it? Here. See. Sorry, my camera work is pretty bad. So okay, I will let it. I'm closing to 1 liter here, I guess. So I guess I can stop it and do the other wheel. Now, because I am at the last wheel, I will show you how to put properly and safely the jack. You know how to raise the car. So, as you can see, there is this rubber pad here, right? And I'm going to put that piece of wood and center it correctly, and then I will lift the car. Okay, I'm done with the last wheel, the driver's side. I wanted to show you something else. So this is the torque wrench. So by the way, the torque that you use for the bolts is 110 Newton meters or 81 pound-feet of torque. That's the recommendation for Mercedes-Benz. And for the bleeder, for the screw for the bleeder is 7 Newton meters or 5 pound-feet. One thing that I wanted to show is that, you see, this is the torque wrench. When you store it, right now I used it at 110. When you store it, make sure you reverse everything back to 0 and you let this screw loose, right? So the reason is that you will never have tension in the spring inside, so you won't have to calibrate the torque wrench too soon. Another thing is that you never ever use this one to unbolt screws or for anything else rather than torquing the bolts in the final stage. And one thing, when you torque the bolts, you go on a star pattern: 1, 2, always diagonal, 3, 4, 5. The reason is that if you don't do that, if you start going on circles, whatever, you may end up warping the disc, the rotor, and then you will have bigger troubles later on. Okay, that's all for today. Bye.